Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Jared Lee, and I'm joined, as usual, by my lovely wife, Jamie Lee. So, Jamie, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Jared. How are you?
Are you really doing well?
I got a tickle in my throat, but I'm fine. Thank you.
Jamie's a little under the weather today.
Listen, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to record this episode. So I'm in a great mood. I just don't sound great. So I apologize if if it sound a little nasally, but I'm trying my best.
Hey, we will edit the coughs out, so it'll sound just fine. But,
all right.
Hopefully, everybody had a great Thanksgiving.
I did.
I did as well, yeah. And I mean, we talked about this on the Universal show, but if you didn't catch that, we went back to Missouri. So that's why there's no episode last week.
Yeah.
We were in Missouri, and not really a vacation, but it was nice to just hang out with family and do less work, I suppose.
Well, when you think of a vacation, you think of maybe like a warm sand on a beach with the water,
catching what you're throwing.
Like doing almost like a theme park, like Disney, or even go skiing in the mountains. Nah, this was it was cold and raining.
Well,
most of
skiing
it.
in the mountains, I don't think would be warm either. But.
Well, no, but it's cold with the rain, and there's no snow or fun around that. Is what I meant.
True. Yeah. We got to Missouri, and it was great. We miss our family, and I love spending time. Like we stay with my brother, and we saw all our family. But when we got in, it was at it's like 40 degrees, and not raining, but just like this fine mist that just. Hits you in the face.
You really hate that.
And it's just infuriating. Yeah. I remember that. I remember just being like, I hate this. I would rather be either just torrential downpour or snow.
Well, if you want downpour, we've got it here. Florida has a lot of those.
Well, it's not that I want a downpour. I'm just saying if you were to give me the choice, would you rather have a fine cold mist just be on your face the whole time, or would you rather have a downpour? I would probably just choose the downpour. But either way, it was really nice to spend time with family, and we got back Sunday.
About 1 a.m.
Yeah, kind of late.
Or a Monday morning.
Yeah, and then the last day we were there, our son got sick. He didn't feel good, and then I believe that's probably what got you sick, perhaps. So, being in a car for 15 plus hours driving back with someone that's sick, you're in an enclosed space. So
not ideal,
but yeah, so we did that, and so it was a great holiday. Hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving as well.
Well, Festival of the Holidays at Epcot started on last Friday. So that's kind of exciting. We were blocked out anyway because of our Sorcerer Pass, annual pass. We're blocked out until this past Sunday, so we wouldn't be able to go anyway. But it did start, and hopefully we'll check that out here very soon.
Yeah, I like Festival of the Holidays.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It's a good one, as they say in Missouri.
Well, the weather's good. Like, it's not hot, Lots of cookies, lots of sweets.
As Christmas should go.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very well. Well, I was going to say, you're doing the show, not feeling the best. I'm doing the show with one ear where I can actually hear things because during the recording of this, my headphone just died. So I can't hear as well. So if it sounds weird, I don't know. It feels weird now.
Okay, well, I can't do anything about that.
I can't either.
So you're just going to have to keep that.
This happened in real time. I'm like, oh, my headphones broke. Okay, well, let's just keep doing this.
All right. I promise things are working, just not your ears.
Well, it's fine. We can figure it out as we go here. But all right, well, being back, we have some news we're going to talk about, including Bob Iger had some interesting comments at a Deal Book Summit, I believe it was called. I thought maybe it would be called Book Deal Summit.
Nope.
But they reversed it. And then we're going to talk about, we got a couple of reviews we're going to do on Boathouse at Cava Del Tequila and AbracadaBAR from our meetup weekend. So some little quick reviews there that we're going to do. But before we get to the news, just want to remind everybody, if you're watching us on YouTube, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're listening to us on podcast, we please ask you to leave a review. Helps us continue to grow the show. And if you want even more content, if you want to see live streams, you want discounts on CTM apparel and 1901 Candle Company products, then you should look at joining Club 32, which is our private group. So we have, like we said, we have live streams and extra shows like Cool Kids Kitchen, which we will either do this weekend or next weekend, depending on how Jamie and everybody else is feeling in the house. We have the Club 32 Speakeasy. We have the Club 32 show, which every Tuesday we just have a live stream and chat with everybody, catch up, and talk about whatever people want to talk about in there. And then there is, like I said, 20% off of CTM apparel and 1901 Candle Company products. We have a private Facebook group, a private Discord, meetups, all sorts of things. And, there's a good group of people to hang out with.
And if we're able to, we still plan on doing a day trip to Epcot next Tuesday. And we are going to live stream Luminous.
Yes.
The new show at Epcot that debuts that day.
So extra stuff like that in the group. So if you want to join there, you can go to ctmvip.com where we have monthly or yearly options. And you can even do a free trial if you want to try it out and see if it's for you. So again, ctmvip.com is where you go for that. And if you want to join there, we'd love to have you. So, all right, let's get to the news. So like we said, the first story here is that Bob Iger was interviewed at the New York Times Dealbook Summit. And he had a couple of interesting quotes that we just kind of talk about real quick.
Okay. The first thing that we want to talk about is that he did say for sure that he's leaving Disney at the end of his contract in 2026. And,
Sure, Bob.
Well, I mean, they did do an extension because he was supposed to leave at the end of 2024, and then they extended it 2 more years. So it looks like he's like, he's saying he's for sure done in 3 years. So okay, let's start see who we're gonna get to successor coming in. Like, who's gonna be after you?
You'd have to start. I mean, that's the thing about
wow.
that is like you'd have to. I mean, I guess you could just it could be a last minute thing, but you would assume they would start sort of trying to integrate somebody into that role.
So.
I mean, Chapek was kind of that way. I mean, Chapek was kind of he was known as the next guy for a while before he took over. So it wasn't, I mean, Iger stepping down when he did was a shock, but it wasn't a shock that Chapek was the guy that took it over because they kind of made that clear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see what he, who he wants to get behind him, but like, so far we haven't heard anything, have we? Nothing?
I haven't heard anything. The closest thing I've heard was, I guess, as a legitimate rumor, was 2 of the guys that were in the running for it before, when Chapek was, I guess, said he was going to be the next guy come up. They left, which was Kevin Mayer and Tom Staggs, who left to form Candle Media. So they're like co-CEOs of this company. They were brought on. I don't have the story in front of me. They were brought on as consultants recently. I know that much, or talking about it because they were talking to Iger. But the rumor there was if they were going to be brought into the mix, Disney would have to buy out Candle Media. And I don't know if they have the ability to do that because Candle Media, they do have some pretty decent. It's not just this little like project thing. They have some either IPs or something attached to them, so it wouldn't necessarily be like the cheapest thing. So that's the only rumor I've really heard about it. And other than that, I haven't heard anything. I mean, people always talk about Josh D'Amaro, but I have a feeling he's not really being considered because if he was, they would have already probably said so. So my guess would be somebody from outside the company is probably what they're looking at. Okay. Which I think is a good thing. I've said it before. I think Disney needs new blood coming in.
Yeah.
So
something else that he said was that ABC is not for sale. He's referring to an interview he did back in, I think it was in July, where he was mentioning this a little bit. Like, basically he said, I was putting feelers out, like I was thinking out loud, and I wanted to get feedback from what people thought about this. And apparently people not for it, like from the investors. And so this is him saying ABC is not for sale, and like companies like that are not for sale that they own.
He also went to this summit where deals are, CEOs go to make deals.
Yeah.
This kind of strikes as maybe nobody wanted to buy, at least for the price they wanted for it, and they're just going to hold on to it. Because ABC, and he's even said it, is, linear networks, as they're called, are depreciating assets because they're just, as time goes on, like traditional media is just not looked at the same way. So I'm wondering if they just didn't get, I mean, I'm sure somebody would have bought it. I remember there being a couple of people that said they were going to put bids in, but my guess is it just wasn't for what the price they wanted.
Yeah. And then something else, I'll just quote him. He says, "We will only greenlight a sequel if we believe the story the creators want to tell is worth telling." And he is talking about this in reference to the struggles that some of these sequels lately have had at the box office, specifically Marvel, and just in general, like just not doing as well as it would have been in the past. And then in the same breath, he said Toy Story 5 is on the way. So like, okay. But yeah, so it sounds like he's wanting to get back to story, like focusing on the story and not so much like just churning out sequels just to make a buck, which if you focus on story all the time, like that's what's gonna make a good movie. Like focus on the creativity instead of just putting a movie out there and just having it basically on nostalgia. You know what I mean? Like when they do the reboots and stuff.
If somebody out there would have been talking about this for years, I mean, I don't know as to who would have said, all these live action remakes and these sequels and make something new. I don't know who would have said that. I don't know if you know of anybody. I was called many names by people, and now it seems Bob Iger is he's I don't know. He's come on a certain side of things. Anyways, he also had another thing. I'll just point this one out as well.
Okay.
According to Alex Sherman from CNBC, Iger said that Disney creators have lost sight of what their jobs should be. Iger states that the purpose of their role is to first entertain rather than to get a message across. Now, to that I will say, yes, that is good Disney.
Good Disney.
Again, it seems like I've been talking about this for a bit. I don't think the timing, and we're not going to go really in depth in this because we talked about I have an idea, a separate podcast about more business and in the entertainment side of things, but I will say it's probably no coincidence that this is being talked about given the Marvels and Wish have not done well at the box office. I think combined, they'll probably end up losing the company. I don't know specifics, probably close to $500 million combined.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
Wish cost about $200 million, at least, probably $250. The Marvels is rumored upper 300s.
What? No, that's too much.
They had tons of reshoots. So Marvel's to break even had to make, plus you get the marketing budget. So let's say they each typically get about $100 million. The Marvels probably had to make close to 800 to 900 million to break even. Wish probably needed to make somewhere around 600. Neither are going to do those numbers. So that's probably why, and there hasn't been, the trend has been going down for Marvel, and the last few Disney releases haven't done well either. So at some point you have to address it. Now, whether or not, listen, and I'm not here to tell you what to like. If you like those movies, that's fine. But at the end of the day, as a business, these movies are not being, the audiences aren't buying tickets to them. And so at some point you have to address that, and you have to adjust to what the audience wants, because at the same time, Wish hasn't done well. Trolls came out and is doing very well. So
Trolls is doing better than Wish. Now, would I say it's like a smashing success like the first one or even the second one was? No, it's not. It's not making as much. But Trolls 3 also didn't cost as much to make. I think it cost under 100. I want to say it was 95.
It was like 90 million. And that's the other thing Disney's problem is, and Iger has addressed that, is the cost of these movies and shows is crazy. Everything's $200 million, whether it's a movie or it's a Disney Plus show.
Right. Versus
you look at like Super Mario Brothers, Trolls, and a lot of, there's been other movies come out like Five Nights at Freddy's, I think cost like $35 million, something like that.
Right.
And it's made 200 and something million.
I mean, if Disney continues to spend this much money and the return is way lower than expected or way lower than it needs even to make back what they put into it, like that, obviously it spells like disaster. Like you don't want to keep doing that. So let's make some changes is basically what they would have to do. And a lot of people will say, well, I'll just wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. And that may be one of the reasons why tickets aren't selling as much as they were in the theaters as like say 4 years ago. But if that's the reason, okay, then you need to change something else on that front. You know what I mean? Like if it's I'll wait for Disney Plus, well then don't make it available on Disney Plus for a long time.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And that, I'm not saying that argument doesn't have some, like, I think there are a lot of people that would just go, I will wait till it comes on Disney Plus.
There's a lot of people.
But that's not really an excuse for Disney, because Disney created Disney Plus.
Right.
So Disney has created a problem for themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
So like either way, You're like, okay, well, if that's the issue, then you didn't think this through very well.
And I will say, I love that I can just watch something on Disney Plus in a few months. So like, I like as a Disney fan, a Disney movie fan, like I like that. I don't have to like buy the, $20 ticket per person to go see a movie in a movie theater. And I can just stay at home and then pause it when I need to and yada, yada, all that stuff. It's so much easier for us to do a movie here on Disney Plus than it is to go to a theater. So like, I'm okay with that, but again, it's on the business side of Disney, it's a struggle. So it's like, well, they need to make some changes for the business side, but as a customer, I'm like, well,
right. Well, and also, but the thing about that I've never really kind of bought the complete argument is it's not like you have this giant group of people flocking to Disney Plus either. Disney Plus is not doing well, so. It would be one thing if they're like, well, the movies aren't doing as well, but then you have all these subscribers around the time when, say, like Little Mermaid came to Disney Plus or a lot of these, Haunted Mansion sort of thing. You're not seeing that. So, in effect, during Ahsoka, I believe Disney Plus lost subscribers during that time period. So even these things that are supposed to be these big things that are happening on Disney Plus that bring people in, they're not. So they kind of have a problem on twofold. Both revolve around movies and shows. So at some point, that does have to be addressed. And, I think having seen Wish, so I actually went and saw Wish. Our son got sick, so it was my turn because you went with the kids to go see Trolls. Mm-hmm. My brother and his family wanted to go see Wish while we were in town. Mm-hmm. So we went and saw Wish. And I admittedly, I'm kind of a harsh critic on things. If I don't like it, I'll let it be known. So we came out of the movie, and I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to, like, whatever. So it was like our daughter, and then my brother has 2 kids around the same age as our kids. We come in, we were walking down the hallway. I didn't say a word. And my sister-in-law, who's she's very sweet, very much like, she likes to enjoy things. She's not going to be a harsh critic. She turns around and she's like, that was terrible. I was like, really? She's like, yeah. And then my niece really, like, she did not like it. And then our daughter was, she didn't really care for it because she was getting pretty antsy in the movie. So as someone who's seen Wish, I definitely don't think, there's nothing offensively bad about Wish. I just don't think it's a really good movie. I don't think it's very good storytelling. And again, I'm not going to go into depth on this because this isn't the show for that. But I think that they definitely need to get back to telling good stories like they did, say, in the 90s. Whenever these classic stories that they need to get back to. And I think a lot of it is a talent issue. I think a lot of talent has left Disney for numerous reasons. Maybe it's cheaper labor or, whatever the case may be. But and we do talk about this because now the IPs and the parks are so directly, intertwined. There was a lot of Wish stuff coming out, before it even came out in the parks. So if you have movies and shows that aren't really catching on, what does that mean for the parks? Because basically the new stuff coming to parks is all based off success of movies. Mm-hmm. So when that's not going well, what do you have looking forward to in the theme parks? And, they're going to have to address this. And I guess this is him addressing it in a way. Now, he does go on to sort of blame Chapek for this, which I don't agree with.
Yeah.
It said he lamented that the issue got worse when he left as CEO in 2020 and Bob Chapek took over until 2022. So during this time, films like Turning Red and Luca debuted, which caused quite the ruckus as the films seemed to subliminally take public stances, or political stances, what it says. Now, I don't know if that's a direct quote. This is from alleyears.net, so I don't know. They didn't say where they pulled this from. I'm just reading what they had. But I don't think you can put it on Chapek because movies take a long time to get made. But we'll see. They do potentially have a Nelson Peltz proxy battle to get a board seat or 2 board seats going on. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but interesting quotes by Iger nonetheless. And, I personally, we do criticize, but I personally would love nothing more than for Disney to get back to making great movies and shows. I really would.
Absolutely.
And, you think about Disney and its heyday was, to me, was the 90s. And not that everything they did was a home run, but it's hard to argue the track record, even the early 2000s. So I think, Disney has gone through ebbs and flows in the past as well. Mm-hmm. So hopefully this is a catalyst to doing better things. So
yeah.
It's him sort of.
We want them to be successful,
yes,
obviously. And so if we can, talk about that and bring it, not that it's bringing it to light. I mean, they're aware, obviously, but just make it okay. We want this to happen. This will be great. We believe in you guys. let's hunker down and figure out what works, what doesn't, and make some changes to improve.
Yeah. Now, do I think they'll do that? I don't think yet.
Well,
I honestly don't.
Well, that remains to be seen, but that's,
we shall see. So
we shall see.
Either way. All right. Well, let's move on from that. And the next story we have is about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Yes. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is now completely sold out for the season. So SOL if you haven't bought your tickets yet.
What's SOL mean?
Sorry, out of luck. I had to think about that. Sorry, out of luck. And then Jollywood Nights, Disney Jollywood Nights at Hollywood Studios has the next 4 dates that are sold out, but there's still two or three available nights that are available for tickets. So that is still available if you want to go to that.
Okay.
So just to keep you up to date on the ticket situation.
All right. All right. The next story we have is World Celebration Gardens in Dreamers Point will open on December 5th.
Yeah. So just a reminder, Dreamers Point is the basically the Walt statue, where the Walt statue is going to be, and they're calling it Walt the Dreamer, and he's sitting down and it looks like he's like, looking out into Epcot, like all the beauty that was created, kind of thing. Anyway, so it is actually in place now, and you can kind of see it if you're on the monorail from afar. And it officially opens on December 5th, which happens to be his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I forget how old will he be? Like 122 years old or something. I think
how old he would have been.
He would have, yes. Not how old he is. How old he would have been. I was
going to say. I mean, there is rumors.
There's rumors. And then along with that, obviously, the World Celebration Garden area will be opening. Now, there's like a big section of the World Celebration area that is not opening yet because it's still under construction. And that includes the Communicore Hall area and like the stage and that section over there, kind of right behind the Journey of Water. Kind of over there. Yeah. So anyway, so that is all opening on December 5th. So hopefully we'll get to check that out.
I mean, they did meet the deadline. I mean, although
they said December.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I'm excited. I think the statue is cool. I'm always happy to see stuff about Walt get into the parks. Mm-hmm. So
I just want to mention that I'd like to be positive, but I am so incredibly frustrated with the construction at Epcot. Like, it has taken so long to finish this. So long.
Yes.
And it's really frustrating. I just wanted to say that just because I feel like we're always talking about construction and things are going to open and things are announced. And it's like, I just want it to all be open. I'm tired of seeing construction walls and having to go like completely around the edge of Epcot to like get it over to the other side. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a long walk, and it's just, let's get it open. Let's do it. We got it.
I mean, Disney's notorious for their construction projects lingering. Yeah. It's always been sort of a thing. So this one is lingering a bit, we'll say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be nice to just walk to the center of the park.
I would love that. Yeah. I would love that.
I mean, you're already walking a ton anyways, so you might as well not walk as much. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Yes.
All right. And the last story we have is that for some strange reason, and somebody must have lost their iPod, but there is no holiday mix at Cosmic Rewind this year.
Yeah, so if you remember correctly, last year, whenever it was the year that Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind roller coaster opened, they had a holiday mix to go with the ride. Like, instead of playing the 6 songs that you would hear during the ride, like September or Iran or Conga, they would playing this like this Christmas remix that they had. They like created the songs themselves, and it was cute, but not coming back this year, and I don't know why.
I feel that's such an easy thing to do. I mean,
maybe it's like a copyright thing. Maybe they like didn't want to pay for those songs.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, it's not like you have to sync it up to the ride. It's just plays music as you ride through it.
Just plug in your
I feel like it's like, as of the things you could do to make something a Christmas theme, this is about the easiest one you can do, which would be like, hey, who's got the Christmas playlist on their phone or their iPod? Oh, here, plug it in, go. Like, it's literally the easiest thing you can do, and they're not going to do it. So I don't know why, but there you go. So I know that's going to be disappointing for some people because, I mean, the music on that ride is a cool element to it. And again, I think it's a pretty easy win, but not happening this year. So, all right. Well, that is going to do it for the news. But Jamie does have a poll time.
Poll time. All right. For this week's poll time, I asked the question, if you had the choice to get rid of one of the 4 main theme parks at Disney World, which one would it be and why? And let me just tell you, some of the comments I got were very mad that I asked this question because they're like, I can't choose. Don't make me choose.
When you told me you were doing this, when I was like, oh, somebody woke up and chose violence this morning.
Like somebody said, none. It's like asking which one of your children to get rid of. I just can't. Fair. That's fair. None of the favorite. Let's see. How dare you ask me to sacrifice one of my children? People are like equating this to like Sophie's Choice. It was just supposed to be a fun poll.
It's not that hard to just say Animal Kingdom.
Okay, I mean, Jared. Well, on that note,
I don't understand.
On that note, 56% said Animal Kingdom, 33% said Hollywood Studios, 7% said Epcot, and a little 4% said Magic Kingdom. So I know, we talk about Animal Kingdom not being our favorite park, and it seems to be like that is the sentiment here. But there's a lot of people that said, okay, take Flight of Passage out and move it to a different park, and maybe Expedition Everest, and then we're in business, and then you can have the rest of Animal Kingdom. I was okay.
You could do like an estate sale. That's fine. You could put Pandora in Hollywood Studios. Yeah.
I mean, I get
Listen,
it.
I understand people have different likes, and that's totally fine. But and I know they exist. I'm not saying that they don't exist, so I don't want to see the hate mail. But when people do say that like Animal Kingdom is their favorite park, I'm always like, really? Like, I get it. Some people like it, but to me, I enjoy aspects of Animal Kingdom, but I can't say like, would I want to spend a whole day there? No. Personally.
Well, good news. I don't think Disney's going to get rid of Animal Kingdom.
No, I don't believe they will.
It was just supposed to be like...
I don't think so.
An up in the air question.
I mean, you were just doing what... It's stirring the pot, as they say.
The pot. And I just wanted to see, honestly, it kind of turned out like I thought it would. The newest park had the most votes, and the oldest one had the least. So it's like, I feel like nostalgia plays a part there too.
I mean, Magic Kingdom being the most popular isn't.
Yeah.
Super surprising.
Well, I think Animal Kingdom is our least visited park. Like, we don't go there as much as we go to the other 3.
True.
So
True.
So it would have been an easy one for me to answer on this one. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so thank you everybody for participating in the poll this week. I will have a new poll next week.
Jamie just walked into a room, threw a grenade, and shut the door. And was like, I don't know. Let's have a fight. Anyways. You can you can catch the next poll time in 2 ways. You can join the Capture the Magic Facebook community where Jamie posts the poll time in there, or you can follow us on Instagram at Cap the Magic, and she posts those in the stories. So you can vote either or both ways there. So
yes.
All right. Well, let's get to our discussion portion of the show. Did I say portion or port?
You said porcelain.
I did.
Porcelain.
I was recording a video last night, and I couldn't say. What was the word I couldn't say? It was.
I don't remember.
Paths. I don't know why it hit me, and I was like, I couldn't say paths, and I had to like sound it out a couple of times. Sometimes it's like my brain just said, "We're not doing this. Not happening."
It's like Black Sheep. Maybe Black Sheep where they say roads. Roads.
Roads. That's a funny word. Mm-hmm. Anyways, now we get discussion portion here.
Okay.
We're going to talk about, I guess, some mini reviews here. We went to a couple places. Mm-hmm. None would take up enough time for, or be enough content for a whole episode. But so we went to Boathouse and had brunch, which we've done before, but it's been a couple of years, or about a year.
Has it been just a year?
I mean,
no, it's been longer than that.
We went last meetup.
No, we went to Homecoming last meetup. Oh, that's
right. It's been longer than a year.
Yeah.
Then we went to La Cava Del Tequila, which
is it Day or Del? I think it's Del Tequila.
Del. Well, you put Day.
Yeah,
and I'm like Ron Burgundy, and I read what is in front of me.
You do that.
So that's on you. And we went to AbracadaBAR and had some drinks there. So first, we'll talk about Boathouse.
Okay.
So this is at Disney Springs.
Yep. They serve brunch here on Saturday and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you can order from like the regular menu, but you can also do the brunch menu. And they do have the piano player out, which I don't know how long he's out there for, but we were not in the room where he was in, so we didn't get to enjoy that this time, which is fine. We had a party of 16 with us, and we were just at 3 different tables kind of all together. And this is one of our favorite places to brunch, wouldn't you say?
I agree when I can hear the boat music. So where we were sitting,
that's Yacht Rock, man.
I couldn't hear the boat music because I turned it off because of the
It's called Yacht Rock.
boat music.
Okay.
And anyway,
right.
I couldn't hear the boat music or yacht
Why do you
rock.
keep saying boat music?
I like
It's
saying-
Yacht Rock.
Listen, we all have our terms.
Okay.
They turned it off for the piano player, but we couldn't hear the piano player where we were sitting, so we just
No.
ate in silence.
It wasn't silent.
I mean, there was conversation.
There was music. There was music in the speakers.
I don't think there was.
There really was because I was singing.
Well,
to
it wasn't.
It wasn't what you wanted.
It wasn't
I
the boat
understand.
music that I'm accustomed to.
Okay, the Yacht Rock you were accustomed to. Okay. Well,
That's my main complaint. It's only that part of it.
boat music. So they always bring you out sweet rolls to begin with, and can we talk about those?
Yeah, these are always good. They're kind of like just almost cinnamon roll like. They're just rolls that have a.
They got this glaze
Yeah.
on them.
They're really good.
I mean, delicious. They actually really are good. I could probably have like 17 of them and be fine.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of rolls, but I probably could. Okay, so what I got the chorizo breakfast tacos. They're scrambled eggs, crispy potatoes, avocado, queso fresco, tortilla chips, and salsa romesco, and that was $17. This was okay. I think I would have liked it better. So the sauce, the queso fresco stuff, they left it off of mine, and it's because I have an allergy, I think, and I think there was something in it that I couldn't have. And I wasn't aware of it, but they did leave it off because of the allergy. Then I have a nut allergy. And so it was a little dry. I wish they would have asked me for a different sauce. I would have ate them, and they were still good. I just think they would have been a little bit better had I had the sauce. So,
Okay.
But anyway, that filled me up, and it was great. So,
well, there you go. I kind of pieced together a meal here. So I love, and I still stand by this. The lobster bisque here is the best lobster bisque I've ever had. It is delicioso.
you talk about it a lot. So
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I had it again, and it holds up just fine. It's still fantastic. I wish I could figure out how to make this.
Oh, you probably. Ooh, maybe
Well,
we should try it.
The problem is I don't think it's I'm pretty sure I would gain a lot of weight if I ate this a lot.
We could make it for Cool Kids Kitchen one time.
We could look into it.
Let's look into that.
It's very good. So I had that, and then I pieced it together, which you may think, Jared, this doesn't sound like a really good breakfast meal. It was fantastic. So I had lobster bisque, and then I just had 3 eggs and some sausage, and it was really good, and I was very satisfied.
How do you like your eggs?
I like mine sunny side up. I like a runny yolk, and then have it with the sausage.
Sorry, excuse me. My tummy. Ugh. Runny yolk. It just. Ugh.
The best.
I can't.
It is nature's sauce.
Oh. Oh.
Anyway.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't super hungry. Which I don't normally eat until about noon most days anyways, so I don't eat breakfast a lot of times. So I just was sort of like, I'm going to do this. But it was really good. I enjoyed it, and all of it was really good. I mean, eggs are eggs. Not really.
Eggs
Kind
are
of hard to
eggs.
mess up eggs. I don't think there was anything special.
They weren't
about it.
powdered eggs.
No, they were real.
That's important.
They were real eggs.
Yep.
But yeah, I would definitely recommend the lobster bisque if you can have it. I know some people are allergic, but it's fantastic.
And our kids and my parents were there too. And I remember my mom I think she got the avocado toast, which she loved. And the kids' meal, they got like chicken fingers and fries. It comes in a little cardboard amphicar.
It does.
It's so cute.
Well, that's also why I only got what I got, because I inevitably just finish what the kids don't eat, which I end up having like 4 chicken strips. So
there you go.
I end up having a full meal.
She didn't like them. She didn't like those chicken strips.
Well, she
for
liked
whatever
part.
reason.
Remember, she eats the insides.
Yeah, but like she still didn't like them that much.
But she does. Listen,
so
if you've listened to the show for a long time, our daughter notoriously would never eat anything outside of like a select few foods. She will eat a lot of things now. We're very proud of her. So she tried them, and it had some, but I had the rest. And so we don't have to carry like endless amounts of food for her when we go to restaurants now.
That's nice. That's nice. If she
Yeah.
can eat chicken fingers and fries at Disney, we are good. We're good to go.
There's a lot of adults that just eat that at Disney.
That's true.
So,
That's
there you
true.
go. Yeah.
But anyway, so I can't remember what else everybody else had, but I really enjoy their meal. So it's always a crowd pleaser.
Yeah. Well, there were 16 people. I don't remember
Right.
what all
I
they
can't
had.
remember.
So I forgot to jot it down. But everybody seems satisfied with their food.
Yes.
And so that's not much. But Boathouse is always good. I don't think I've ever had a bad meal here. And in fact, I've been there at the bar area, and still to this day, the best old fashioned I've ever had was at the bar at Boathouse. So very good. I always enjoy it. And again, there should be more boat music based establishments. Just gonna put that out there.
And I will say, when we did go here, this was the morning after Jollywood Nights, and we didn't get back to the hotel after that until it was 1:30. Didn't get back till 2. So we were real tired at this brunch, and we didn't have any drinks or anything to go with brunch.
You just want to tell people we were tired.
No, I'm just to say that's why we weren't having any drinks or didn't eat much or whatever.
Well, I mean, personally, I just don't eat breakfast much. And
okay. Well, I was tired. Okay. And I probably would have had a mimosa or something, but I was just I can't. I'm tired.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody had, I think maybe a couple people did, but I mean, mimosas would be very fitting at Boathouse. Mm-hmm. That's true. So, all right. So Boathouse still stands, still good for you.
Oh,
still
yeah.
Holds up.
Oh, yeah. Solid choice. All
right. Well, good. Boathouse, thumbs up. There you go. All right. Let's move on over to Cava Del Tequila, which is over in Epcot in the Mexico Pavilion.
Yeah. So we went there a couple of Saturdays ago. It was Veterans Day. That's right.
What is this place?
Oh, well, it is. It's basically like a bar.
It's a tequila bar.
It's a tequila bar.
This is also where you can do the tequila agave experience. That's where you do it in here as well.
Yeah. We were trying to figure out what to do, and we're I had never been here before. I'd never actually stepped foot inside, and everybody was okay, we gotta go. And so we get over there. It was probably 10 minutes before 11, something like that.
Yeah, people rope dropped this bar.
It was a line already. I was okay. So we waited 25 minutes or something to get in, and we wanted a table, but because we didn't want to sit at the bar because there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us. Yeah, something like that.
I believe so.
So we waited for a standing table, which was fine. And man, that place is small.
It is not very big.
It is tiny. I mean, I've always heard that, but I walked in and I was okay, there's 5, 6 tables, 2 standing tables. Yeah, it was very small. But I did want to try some drinks. I tried the Black Magic Margarita, which is that Neil Patrick Harris one. And it's a mixture of, is it mezcal? Is that how you say it?
I believe so.
Blackberry puree, cassis liqueur, lime and mint, served frozen, $21. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was stronger than I usually like my drinks. But the blackberry, it could really taste the blackberry and the mint. Which I didn't think I would like that part because I'm not a huge fan of mint. But the flavors mixed well together, so I enjoyed it.
This place definitely has concoctions. Mm-hmm. They're very unique things. I will put it that way.
$21 for that one, by the way.
It's pretty pricey.
Yeah,
pretty pricey.
Yeah, I almost went with the $30. What was the $35 one? The Lily Eldridge one. I was I can't. It's too much money for one drink.
I mean, the most I've ever spent on one drink, I did kind of begrudgingly, was a Christmas old fashioned over at the Grand Floridian.
Enchanted Rose. You always forget the name of Enchanted Rose every single time.
I wanted to say Golden Rose, and I'm that's not right. But yeah, I can't say it was worth at the $25 old fashioned. I don't think it was worth that. But
what did you have?
I had the horchata margarita. Okay. So this is, and I'm looking up the ingredients. So it's got they make their own sort of cream rum. It has Fireball, whiskey, and horchata is a rice milk, so it's kind of a milky based thing, and tequila, and then it's topped with cinnamon powder. So this kind of was described as rum chata-ish.
Yeah. And
I like rum chata, and I was just sort of I'll try something different. They had an old fashioned, but again, I think the old fashioned was $25, $26, and I was eh. So I got this. This is very good. It almost reminds me of, this would be a good holiday drink. kind of like a Christmassy type drink. But
Yeah.
I actually do it. Like, for instance, I love eggnog. So I kind of enjoy some dairy-based like
cream
drinks sometimes.
Cream ginger,
Like a White Russian I like sometimes, drinks like that. So I thought this was very good.
Yep.
With the rum and the tequila together worked pretty well. So I don't know if you can find this. I mean, you can make it on your own. This is pretty unique, I thought. But yeah, I thought it was really good. And you even liked it.
I did.
So,
I did. I'm not a huge fan of tequila, but I like this one.
I like tequila and I like rum. So those two things,
like
you know, together I thought worked pretty well. So I thought this was really good. I think this one was $17 if I remember correctly.
Okay.
15 or 17.
We also had chips and salsa for the table.
Mm-hmm.
That salsa was some of the best salsa I've ever had.
I didn't have
Do you
the
remember
salsa.
it? Oh, you didn't.
I had some of the queso, which was good, but
also queso was good too with the salsa. I forget what made it so good. I think I was just so hungry too because we hadn't eaten anything, and I was like, "Well, this is my only chance, so I better enjoy this." And I did.
Was it your only chance?
Well, until later. Until later. Yeah. No, you fine. Okay.
No, I
not my
I know
only
what
choice.
I know what you're saying. It's just
Okay.
It's funny the way to phrase it.
Yeah. So I just loved the salsa. It was good. It wasn't too spicy, but it was good flavors. And then somebody ordered an avocado margarita.
I like margarita.
And I hated it. That was not good. It tastes like grass.
I mean,
Do you
it looked like grass too.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not a huge fan of avocado anyway, but
Which would
put it
make
in
sense.
a margarita. I'm like,
Which would make
that
sense
is-
why you
this is
didn't
not
like
for
it.
me. This
Yeah.
is not for me. But yeah, so it was fun to actually go there and experience it. We weren't there for too long, maybe half an hour,
Something like that.
maybe. But yeah, so if you do go, if you've never been here before, if you do go, just be prepared to wait.
Yeah, you'll probably have to wait a little bit. I mean, you can go straight up to the bar. If you want a table, you're going to have to wait a bit longer. Just walking up to the bar is a bit quicker. So, but I mean, Mexico Pavilion itself is not very big. So
It was packed that day. We were like shoulder to shoulder.
It was a weekend. It was a holiday
Yeah,
weekend.
it
So
was.
very
Yeah.
busy. And one reason we went there was because holiday weekend, Epcot was busy and there were lines for all the pavilions and everything. So we're just like, let's just do this.
Everything.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, cool experience. And I know people that have done the agave experience talk about how they like that. So again, that's where you go do that in there. Never done that myself though. But all right, let's head over to the boardwalk and talk about going to AbracadaBAR, which you had never been here before.
Right.
I'd been here before, but what is AbracadaBAR?
Well, I'm going to read what Disney says about it because there's a story behind it. It says, travel back in time to the golden age of magic as you step inside this curious cocktail lounge. Formerly the stomping grounds for famous magicians, local illusionists, and the loveliest of magicians' assistants, AbracadaBAR gives interested onlookers and aficionados of alcoholic beverages alike a glimpse and perhaps a taste of another time and place. According to Boardwalk lore, prestigitators, something like that, would gather here after nearly every show, often staying up all night as they attempted to outcharm each other with extraordinary tricks before gathering at the bar to conjure up new cocktails. But then, just as soon as it appeared, the secret lounge vanished into thin air, never to be seen again until today. This is what they wrote.
So it's a bar of magicians.
Right.
So if you're thinking Job from Arrested Development like me, but it's not
It's an
quite
illusion, Jared.
that. I kind of wish that was the case. There was a bunch of Jobs in there, like kind of like halfway disgruntled about not being like more famous magicians.
Yep.
But
This is also very small.
it's very small in here. So this maybe fits.
Oh gosh.
I don't think it's 50 people.
No way.
I'm going to say
No
20
way.
to 30. It's very small. There's maybe on the right side, there's 4 tables. You have the bar and maybe a couple other tables. So it's not very big at all. So if you do want to go over here, you usually have to get here kind of early it's first come, first serve. So when you come in, you just find a seat and sit down and basically that's what
But
you
it's
do.
charming. It's charming in there.
No, it's very cool. I've been here before. It's and really like, and we'll talk about like obviously they have drinks and they have a good selection of bourbon. If you're into bourbon, they have very unique drinks. They've got the like the smoke infused ones that they'll bring over like in a box. They do have food as like a limited food, which has always been pretty good. I've had a few things here.
Well, we got some pizza from the table behind us.
We did get some pizza gifted to us.
They were like, "Do you want this pizza?" We're like, sure."
Yeah.
It was really odd.
It was
fine.
Nice
though.
It was
nice.
fine pizza. It wasn't the best pizza I've ever had, but it was okay. I don't think it was laced with anything. So
no. But I do like the wallpaper. Wallpaper was very like 1900s, like turn of the century looking. It was very like dark woods in there. Behind the bar, you could see it looked like potions and elixirs and everything. I mean, like themed to the night. I love it. And it's right next to, where is that? Trattoria El Forno?
Yeah, it's between that and Flying Fish.
Yeah, that's right. And there are outdoor seating, like tables and chairs and stuff too. So if you can't get in,
4 of them.
Yeah, there's not that many, but there is some out there too.
Yeah. So what did because I didn't actually have any drinks because I was going to, and then I got to talking with people and I never ordered a drink. Happens. But so what did you get?
Okay, so I got the first thing I got was Magic Mirror. And that's Bacardi rum, soda water, mango syrup, Sprite, and lime juice. And this was $17. I enjoyed this a lot. It was very soda based, like carbonated, which was fine. I liked it. And not a lot of lime juice, but I could really taste the mango in it. So if you like mango, you'd like this drink. It was good.
Okay.
It was good. And then I also tried the Whodunit's Punch. And that's Captain Morgan's, orange juice, pineapple juice, and coconut. This is very tropical tasting. And it was $17. And I didn't like this one as much as the Magic Mirror because it was like a drink, like drinks I've had before, you know. But the Magic Mirror was more, I guess, I don't know, creative, or it was just more up my alley. But solid drinks.
Atmosphere is really cool. And just being over the boardwalk always is a plus. So if you're going to come in here and, like we hung out just with some Club 32 members in here, you're very tight. You don't have a lot of space to yourself. So you got to.
I was literally sitting on top of someone.
Yeah.
Like I was so
You're not far from people.
Sorry.
So yeah, that's, there's something to keep in mind there, but it's really cool experience. And I would recommend if you're looking for a place to kind of just, hang out for a bit, it'd be hard if you're coming out of Epcot and you want to come over here. I mean, if you're staying till park close, you're probably going to be waiting because, again, there's not many places to sit, and this is a popular place. So depending on the night, you may or may not be able to get in, sort of thing. So
yeah, they open at 4, so it's not an all-day bar.
Right.
4:00. So
yeah. So you can rope drop it at 4 if you'd like. So,
but I would like to go back sometime soon, just because I had fun. Same thing with La Cava, although maybe not as frequently with that one because it does get super busy and it's hard to, like long lines and stuff. So
true.
But
I did have another drink. I forgot why we were there. I met some Club 32 members over at Tony's Town Square when we got into Magic Kingdom on that Friday.
Oh, I didn't do this. Okay.
And they had ordered me I looked at the menu. I don't see it on the menu, but it was a bourbon, like old-fashioned based drink. Very good. It wasn't served in a typical old-fashioned glass. It was almost served in like a martini glass, but it was very good.
By the way, I would like to go back to Tony's Town Square and do another review on it because they just came out with like a new menu, and I want to sit outside and I want to be able to like watch the parade. And I want to have an Olive Garden experience.
I don't know if Tony's Town Square is an Olive Garden experience, but we could try it again.
It is similar. No, it's not. It's different. But I do want to re-review it because it's been a couple of years now since we've been there.
Well, Tony's is a weird one. Most people, it doesn't get rave reviews. So my first experience with Tony's was when they actually had the Cruella de Vil like party within a party. I call it the Inception party that they did.
Inception party.
This is pre-COVID, where at the Halloween party you could pay extra and have this. You go in there and it's all you could eat, drinks and food, and then you had special seat, or you got a special area for the parade that you could just walk up to. So they had a lot of Tony's food in there, and at the time it was really good. It was like ravioli and it was very simple stuff. So I enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. We went and ate at Tony's a few years later. It was like, I think it was 2021. It was at the 40th or 50th.
Yeah, it was 2021.
And it was okay. Like, it wasn't the best. So I've heard hit and miss. The new menu, we could try it out. I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But we can try that out sometime.
Okay.
It's a great spot. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
right off of basically off of Main Street there. So in the town square. So. Yep. All right. Well, that's all the reviews we have. Anything you want to add about any of those places?
No, just that I look forward to doing more food and drink reviews in the future. My parents are coming back in the middle of next month, and I know they for sure will be here until July. That's the plan. So hopefully we can break away from them and the kids and be able to do some fun dining and stuff, just you and I.
So you want to go to more Applebee's?
Do I ever? You read my mind.
I was made fun of, by the way, by my family, because my brother and I talked about how we didn't go out to eat, and when we went to people joke all the time. I'm not claiming Applebee's is classy. What I'm saying is, when I was a kid, Applebee's was like, oh, we're going to Applebee's. Jamie and everybody mocks me, but I'm like, listen, when I was a kid, Applebee's it was
the place.
That was a level up place.
They have the 2 for $20 thing. Remember that?
I don't remember what they had, but it was yeah. So anyways, I mean, I'm not saying it's good now. I haven't had it in a long time, but I'm just saying, in my mind as a kid, I was like, Applebee's. We're going to Applebee's. I get an entree.
Yeah.
There you go. So.
Oh, Jared.
All right. Well, that will do it for the show.
Okay.
Be sure to check us out on social media, or as Jamie calls it, the social meds.
Social meds.
Where we're at Cap the Magic everywhere except for TikTok. We're at Capture the Magic, and we post, we've got reels and show clips and all sorts of things we post on those. Be sure to check us out on YouTube. So on the main YouTube channel at Cap the Magic, we'll have a new Epic Universe construction update probably coming out on Friday. There's some new photos that dropped, and I didn't get a chance to get. They dropped while we were gone, and I didn't get a chance to get them done until now. So that will drop on Friday. And then we also have the CTM podcast YouTube channel where we have video versions of the podcast. So if you'd rather watch us than just listen to us, you can do that as well. And there's show clips there as well. And if you want even more content, we have some other shows. We have the CTM Universal show. We talk about Universal Studios. And we just had an episode come out on Tuesday, and we discuss our favorite things of Christmas at Universal that we like to do. And that's twice a month. Jamie has Trip Tales, which is her trip report show, which next one there is coming out. When?
So I'm recording it tomorrow. So I could maybe put it out on next Monday or the Monday after that. It just depends on how long it takes me to edit it. So coming up here soon.
There you go. Okay. And if you want even more content, Club 32 is ready to go for that. We've got the extra shows and live streams and all sorts of stuff in there. So if you want to join there, ctmvip.com is where you go for that. So, all right. Well, that'll do it for the show. So thank you, everybody, for listening and or watching. And thank you, Jamie, for joining us.
Thank you.
And as Jamie always likes to say,
we will see you in the parks.
Bye.